repairs. If the dealer does the repairs, you may wish to get another vehicle inspection after he or she is done. So in your deal with a dealer, or while talking to a private seller, make sure it is known and written down that the deal is dependent upon a vehicle inspection. Have a clause added to the deal: this deal is contingent upon an inspection by Mechanic Bob and my accepting of that vehicle inspection. If the dealer will not accept this clause, simply do not sign the deal until the vehicle inspection has been done. If the dealer or seller refuses a vehicle inspection by an independent mechanic, walk away. Better yet, run away. Also be willing to walk away from the car if the results of the vehicle inspection are not good. You do not want to spend the next few years with a car that breaks down on the way to work. Buy a car, choosing the right one. Buying a car, other than buying a house, is often the single most expensive purchases a person can make in their life. How do you choose that car? A car, SUV, truck, or minivan needs to basically do one thing: get you and your family from point A to point B. What kind of car can do this most efficiently for you? First of all, do you want a car? A minivan? An SUV? You need to consider what you will be using the vehicle for. Just because you have 2 or 3 kids to taxi around does not always mean you need a minivan. There are many larger sedan-style cars, as well as station wagon-style cars, that car manufacturers are gearing towards the family on the go. Smaller minivans can also work well for many families, while being more fuel efficient in these days of rising gas and energy prices. A sports utility vehicle is a fun choice, and great for those who like to camp and go off-roading. Judging from the number of SUVs sold in North America, that seems like pretty much a third of the population. SUVs may not be the best choice for many who don't often camp or need a SUV, because they are big and use a lot of gas. A pickup truck with a crew cab can be a good choice for the driver who needs both the ability to haul loads and take their kids to hockey practice. Do you want a hybrid car? Hybrid cars are the newest form of car designed to be fuel efficient. They have 2 motors, one gas and one electric. During braking, the electric motor generates electricity, which is stored and used to run the car's lights, etc. This can save gas, but not necessarily so much that you save enough money in gas to make up for the higher price of the car. But for the environmentally conscious, the commuter who has to drive a lot or far distances, or those who just like the look of the car, a hybrid car can be great. The Toyota Prius, for example, can get up to 60 miles to the gallon. This can work out to savings in the long run, depending on how long you keep the car. Electric cars. Electric cars run off of fuel cells, and are thus more environmentally friendly than gas-powered cars, no air pollution. These cars may not be the best choice for everyone. If you decide you want an electric car, be sure and research the individual model you want. Another important decision which you will need to make is whether to buy a new or used car. This is a personal decision, based on a variety of factors, including comfort, financing, trade-ins, and price. Buy a car. When should you buy? There are times during the year when it is better to buy new or used cars, depending on the car and what you are looking for. For example, as you probably already know, it can be better to buy a convertible or other summer fun car in the fall, when people are looking for more practical cars, and those who had convertibles and were planning to sell them after one final summer are looking to sell. If you are buying a car from a dealership, the best time to buy a new car can be in the fall as well. Dealers are trying to empty the lot to make space for next year's models. The downside to this can be if you want a specific model or color, as that car may be less available and thus the price can be higher. Also, if you are only planning on owning this car for a few years, the older model will have depreciated more, even if it is bought on the same day as a newer model. You do not always need to go during a sale to get the sale price. Unless the period of time is the manufacturer's incentive period, you can get the same deal the rest of the year. Manufacturers' incentives are only available during the incentive period. Dealers' sales prices can be negotiated at other times of the year, and often when people go to sales, they actually end up paying more than they might have negotiated for on a different day, just because a car buyer might feel that the car they want could be sold to someone else. Incentive periods, however, are good times to go. On a day-to-day basis, it's best to head to the dealership. On a weekday, such as a Tuesday or a Wednesday. These days are quieter at the dealership, and you may feel less pressure. The salespeople may feel more conducive to giving you a good deal, so that they can make a few sales near the end of the month. Dealerships often keep monthly records of car sales, and bonuses are given out on top of commissions based on meeting a monthly target. A salesperson and a manager may be easier to negotiate with if they are trying to get a few more sales to reach a target. Targets are based on numbers of cars sold, not on profits per car, although the profit per car does affect commission at some dealerships. On a day when you have a lot of time available. While you do not want to waste too much of your time, rushing through car negotiations can mean that you miss out on a potential for a better deal. The best time to buy a car, of course, is before you actually need one. Even if you do have to have a car that very day, do give yourself some time to figure out the best car to buy and how much you want to pay. Buy a car, should you buy online? There can be many advantages to buying a new or used car online. The internet, of course, is a useful resource when you begin your car buying journey. Regardless of where you decide to buy your car, you can compare makes and models and determine what kind of car you want before heading to the dealership. This is important because car salespeople will often try to sell you what they want to sell you, not necessarily the car you want. This can be especially true of used car salespeople, who has not been to a used car lot and told that hey, this may not have been the exact car you wanted, but look at what a nice color it is. For many people, the advantages of the internet can go one step further and they decide to buy a car online. When buying a car online, it can be difficult to do things like a visual inspection or a test drive, so an important thing is to buy from a website that is reputable. Read the feedback that other people have left. Go to car websites or message boards and try to talk to people who have bought cars online, to compare their experiences with different websites. Buying a car online can offer advantages such as the greater choice in make, model, and color you can have over going to a dealership, especially in used cars. Remember that even over the internet, salespeople are still salespeople. Just because the voice and face on your webcam are pleasant and you want to be nice, remember to act the same as you would if you were at the dealership. Ask questions, and do your research. Be certain that even after the car is shipped, there is a way you can return the car. If you need to return the car, you may end up paying some of the shipping costs. Be sure to budget for this, as you do not want to be reluctant to return a car that is not perfect for your needs. Many people have happily bought and sold cars online. If you decide to buy a car online, make sure you are one of the happy buyers by doing your research, choosing the right car for you, and buying from a reputable website where there is a venue for complaints. Buy a car, should you trade in your old car? Trading in your old car often knocks quite a bit off the purchase price of your new car, and can be a convenient way to get rid of your old car at the same time, without having to go the hassle of finding someone to buy it. Trading in a car, however, tends to give the most advantage to the dealership, as they will pay you the wholesale price or less for your used car and will sell the used car for retail price or more. Their profit margin is often higher on the traded-in car than on the new cars they sell. A trade-in can still be to your advantage, as many states calculate the sales tax on the new car as the price of the new car minus the trade-in value, so you would be paying less tax. Not all states do this, so you should check. Any dealership in your state will know what your state's tax policy on trade-ins is. Another option you may wish to look into if you don't want to privately sell your car is to sell your car back to its own dealership. If your car is a Volkswagen, and you're buying a Toyota, sell your car back to the Volkswagen dealership. You may be able to get more for it than you could from the Toyota dealership, because a Volkswagen is worth more to a Volkswagen dealership than it is to a Toyota dealership. To find out the value of your car, you can ask your insurance agency. They have access to the Kelley Blue Book, which you may also be able to get a hold of, which tells the values of each car based on its model and year. You can also look online to find cars of similar makes and compare prices and mileage. Make sure you know all of this information before you go to trade in or sell your used car. A small but important detail when looking to trade in or sell your used car is cleanliness. Before you take the car in, spend a bit of time removing all of your personal belongings, vacuuming the car, and airing it out. As a bonus, you may find some coins in the cushions. A professional detail job may also increase the perceived value of your car. A clean car can sell for a couple of $100s more than a messy car, and dealers are people too. They too are affected by the appearance of a car, even if they will detail the car again before they put it out onto their lot. Trade-ins can make your new car buying experience easier. You won't have to worry about what to do with your old car, and it definitely feels better to have a lower price on your new car. But don't forget that you paid money for your old car,